Hey everybody, welcome back to Fed News, the January through February edition with the pay-per-view leading up to Sold Out. Let's find out what happened. So in wrestling news, Doug Summers is in talks with UWA Developmental, Kota Ibushi is in talks with UWA Developmental, but Hakushi, that's right, Hakushi has signed with UWA Developmental. It'll be interesting to see if he debuts or not, but he is down in the training camp or will be showing up to the training camp very soon. See how things go. Now, to week one, as Sylvan defeats Simon Diamond to retain his Hardcore Championship. The Good Brothers defeated the original Midnight Express by pinfall, and the main event would see Cesaro defeat The Fiend by pinfall to retain his television championship. Over to the main show, though, as Braun Breaker defeated Marty Jannetty by pinfall, Nasty Boys would defeat Gemini by pinfall, Brian Pillman defeats X-Pac by pinfall to retain his light heavyweight title, the Usos defeated LOD by pinfall to retain their tag team titles. This, of course, happened after the draw that both teams had. The main event was see Batista defeat Nathan Jones, Randy Savage, and Bob Backlund by pinfall to become the new #1 contender. Over the second week now, as Don Morocco defeats Doink the Clown, Primetime Players actually had a tag team match against Giant Gonzalez and Spike Dudley, beating them by pinfall. And the main event was see Johnny Gargano upset Sylvan and become the new Hardcore Champion. It was announced officially that Batista vs. Cody Rhodes has been announced for the sold-out main event for the UWA World Heavyweight Championship. In other news, though, Braun Breaker defeated Larry Zbyszko in the opening match. A-Train defeated Justin Gabriel by pinfall. Chris Jericho defeats Heath Slater by submission. Macho Man Randy Savage defeats William Regal by pinfall. And the main event would see Nathan Jones and Owen Hart defeat Batista and Cody Rhodes after miscommunication from the world champion and #1 challenger, creating a tension between both those individuals. Or week 3, though, as the Good Brothers defeated Primetime Players by pinfall, Sylvan would actually regain his Hardcore title from Johnny Gargano by pinfall, and Cesaro defeats Chris Candido by submission to again retain his television championship. But over to Superstars, though, as Braun Breaker defeats A-Train and Chris Jericho by pinfall, earning a United States title shot. Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Marty Jannetty. Jerry Lynn defeats Justin Gabriel and X-Pac, earning himself a light heavyweight championship title shot. Roddy Piper defeated Nathan Jones by countout. And the main event was see Owen Hart defeat Macho Man Randy Savage by pinfall to become the new #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Over week 4, though, is Reggie and Norman Smiley would defeat original Midnight Express. Simon Dean defeats Doink the Clown by pinfall. And the main event was see Sylvan defeat The Fiend to retain his Hardcore title. Over to Superstars, though, as Justin Gabriel defeated X-Pac by pinfall. LOD defeated Gemini by pinfall. Bob Backlund and William Regal ends in a time limit draw. A-Train defeats Marty Jannetty by pinfall. The main event was see Randy Savage versus Nathan Jones end in a double DQ. After the pay-per-view, we go with the match card looking like Jerry Lynn versus Brian Pillman for the lightweight title. Nasty Boys versus the Usos for the tag team titles. Macho Man Savage and Nathan Jones will settle their feud or their Macho Man Randy Savage and Nathan Jones will settle the beef that they have there that was undetermined due to the double countout. Owen Hart will face Roddy Piper for the IC title, and Braun Breaker will face Shinsuke Nakamura for the US title, and John Morrison will face Yokozuna in a singles match. Is Yoko going to squash John Morrison, or is John Morrison going to do what Cody Rhodes did? What Cody Rhodes says he can't do. He can't beat him because he can't beat Yoko. And the main event, Batista versus Cody Rhodes for the world title. Over to Velocity Sold Out, though, as Dennis Connery defeats Sylvan to become the new Hardcore Champion. The Good Brothers defeat Norman Smiley and Reggie by pinfall. Cesaro defeats Simon Dean to retain his title. 3 title defenses, the longest title defenses so far, to retain that UWA Television Championship. In the main event, we see Darren Young defeat Randy Rhodes to retain his International Championship. However, before the show ended, Titus O'Neil attacked Darren Young after the match. Over to Sold Out, though, as the show kicked off. Brian Pillman defeats Jerry Lynn to retain his light heavyweight title. The Macho Man Randy Savage defeats Nathan Jones by pinfall. The Nasty Boys upset the Usos by pinfall to become the tag champions. Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Braun Breaker to retain his United States title. John Morrison did the unthinkable and beat Yokozuna by pinfall. Owen Hart defeated Roddy Piper by pinfall to become the new Intercontinental Champion. And Cody Rhodes retains over Batista by pinfall. So here are your new champions. Owen Hart, the Intercontinental. Cesaro still the U.S. champion. Dennis Connery becoming the Hardcore champion. Brian Pillman still the Light Heavyweight champion. Nasty Boys the Tag champion. Shinsuke still the U.S. champion. Darren Young still the International champion. And your UWA World Heavyweight champion is still Cody Rhodes. That's all for this week. I do apologize for the hiccups there. Hopefully that won't be a case going forward. But check back next week to find out if Cody Rhodes retains over John Morrison, or if John Morrison now will be leading the new era going forward.